Hi, have you ever woken up and said to yourself, wow, I would really love to play the MBT-B, but it is a tier 9, but I would love it to be the tier 10? Well, on Lesta you can. They actually released it as a tier 10. It is pretty similar to the E5, I can say. It has a pretty nice camo, as you can see. Cool 3D effects and everything. The only downside is you could have only gotten it in one crate that had no charms, and I think the chance was 0.05-ish. But you know me, I'm a degenerate gambler, and I was lucky enough to get it. So in this video, I would like to show you how it looks like, how it plays, maybe some of the stats, so you can get a picture of how good it is, or maybe if you would want it, if it eventually comes in the store, and if you play on Lesta. So let's jump right in and let's look at the stats. First of all, the HP count, not really that good, pretty average, 2438, not the greatest. The armor, I can't really I can't really show you the armor inspector because they don't have it. But as you can see, 260 on the front of the turret and 120 on the hull. If we click back on the tank and I disable the camo, give me a moment. Yeah, shit. I need to disable it everywhere, I guess, so I don't see it. Perfect. But as you can see, the hull has quite literally no angle on it. Like, this will not bounce and at 120 millimeters. It is pretty bad. The overall hull is an auto pen for almost everything, unless you get some like crazy angle over here where my mouse is right now. But it has 10 degrees of gun depression and a pretty decent gun mantlet, but that's where it ends basically. This whole part, this whole area is flat. Everyone can shoot through it. This is not a module, so everyone that just loads heat will pen you here. It doesn't disappear when you go hull down. And this side is also pretty pennable, but quite stronger. But if you're going to be peeking anywhere hull down, they will be able to see this part and they will shoot it. So when it comes to the armor, not so great. You will get penned, I don't know, 8 out of 10 times. I haven't had much luck when it came to the armor. So what else does it have? Well, decent view range, 282, decent DPM, like mediocre DPM for a heavy that doesn't really have a lot of armor. Good penetration, 340 heat, really nice. The gun overall accuracy is pretty good. Aiming time pretty good, although it tends to troll on longer distances. As I said, 10 degrees of gun depression, but only 10 degrees of elevation. So you might find yourself not being able to shoot at targets that are above you. Top speed 45, decent, reverse 15, which is pretty neat for an American tank because, as you know, most American tanks only go 10 in backwards, and the tank resistances or the resistances are nice. So does it have any special consumables? Yes, it does. As almost any heavy on Lesta, either you have tungsten or you have reactive. This one is tungsten. It's pretty decent. It's like our old tungsten used to be. Makes your alpha go higher. Very nice. No sandbags, nothing. And this is my equipment as I've been running it on Lesta. If anyone has it, well, you can play like this. And so now we move from the stats to the gameplay. I got one battle, one only good battle that I've had in my long stream session. I think I had around like 6 to 7 hour stream session where I tried to 3-mark the tank because Lesta has marks, as you can see. I don't know if anyone has them. No, not in this game. But yeah, Lesta has marks, and basically how it works is that you need to do a specific amount of damage in your last 100 games on that specific tank. So I've tried to do that. In the end, I've had around 3,800 average damage. I've done 101 battle, and I've achieved my goal, basically. But yeah, the fact that I got only one good game says a lot about how the tank is good. And second of all, how the matchmaker basically works on Lesta. It isn't the greatest. But as you can see, we spawned on 4th. There is one bad shot in the corner, which is kind of an issue if our medium tank doesn't push him. But as you can see, he's already doing that. Thank God he does. because that allows me to play against these two guys, the 704 and the Type. Quick easy peek, 400 something damage with tungsten, pretty nice high roll. I'm gonna be basically able to 4 to 5 shot the tank because of tungsten, and here you can see where the tank actually shines. That's the only time where this tank shines, is if nobody's looking at you and you're able to shoot, because as long as nobody's looking you cannot take damage. And as you can see, no problem of him to pen me, not a single problem of the Batchat to pen me. As I said, this tank has literally 0 armor, nothing, nada. You can get some lucky bounces on the mantlet, but that's about it. You can't really side scrape, believe me, I tried, it doesn't really work. I fluff a shell here, yeah, unlucky. Even though it would seem as if I had aimed on him, basically how the server reticle works, it's always like half a second behind where you're basically aiming. Yeah, this kind of screwed me over multiple times in tournaments actually. But whilst I was yapping, it's 4 versus 5, they have a full E75, full yak, and I'm at, well, below half HP. SD1 crossing, nice easy shot. We have full HP heavies as well. This standard won't live very long because, yeah, he couldn't really see the Batchat moving. I did though. He was on the minimap. Batchat 900, it's like 3 shells for me-ish. So here I decided kinda that the best course of action for me would be to move over here and start to farm those heavies and the Yak Panzer below me. Because this position kinda allows me to only engage them on the side that I chose to engage them on. You see, I turn on the Batchat, activate my tungsten here, smash, goodbye, 469. Pretty nice roll. But they kinda caught the wind of me and they're trying to kill me. If the Yak Panzer keeps going back and like hugs his back on the little slope, he should be able to see me, but I don't think he's smart enough to realize that. Yeah, as you can see, he's just like standing awkwardly, not really doing anything. He can't even see my turret really, or can't hit it. I don't know what's happening there with him. But I've had quite a lot of Yak Panzers pen me, so believe me, if he would see my turret, he would have penned me. Yeah, kind of failed HE there. I don't know why he shot HE. This battle could have been over if he shot it. Batchat rushing me, I drop down. That guy's one shot. I feel like I'm gonna lag a bit, but I still get the kill. Very nice. And that leaves us in a 2v2 situation. E75 is 2 shot, E75 is 1 shot. Thank God to the object in my team. And this is basically over. I'm gonna pause it a bit here. Yeah, the guy has 751 HP. Yeah, so he can take basically 1 shot from everyone, and all I have to do is just wait. I think the E75 is gonna peek like a moron sideways. Yeah, goodbye. And the Batchat whiffs the shell, is stupid to realize that he can push me, doesn't do it for whatever reason. As I said, their bot matchmaking is something else. I would say that quality-wise, it is basically a bit worse than ours. Wait, I'm gonna stop it here as well. One little mistake that I did in the replay, second mistake. First was showing the side of my turret to the Yak Panzer. I didn't really have a good positional awareness. And the second mistake is running away from the other side of the hill. Because basically, if I stay like there, the Batchat cannot escape, this guy will pressure him from the other side, and all is fine, right? But I don't do that. I decide to let him escape, basically give him a freebie to escape. Unlucky. He's trying to push me, can't really do it, the object is coming. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that we're not gonna kill him. We will, it's just gonna take some time. And in that time, I could probably say how I really feel about this tank. Well, when we looked at the stats, I didn't really have anything nice to say about it, and that's kind of the gist of the tank. It is meh at best. I would compare it to, I think Welshie, hello Welshie, said it on stream the best. It's basically, what if an E5 and an E6 had a baby that was dropped at birth? That's basically it. You have the gun of an E5, but you don't have the armor, and you have more of an armor of the E6, but still worse. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys ever see it in the shop on Lesta, and unless it gets buffed, I wouldn't advise you to buy it. It's not worth it. I kinda dreaded all the hours that I put into marking this tank, but as you know, it was all for content that you're watching right now, so thank you. And we ended the battle on 6,246 damage, 3 kills, 1,593 base XP. Pretty neat. But yeah, this is basically the best game that I've gotten out of it. It doesn't really have a lot of carry potential, as I said, because it doesn't have DPM and it doesn't really have armor. It's meh at best. I wouldn't really advise anyone to buy it, but I have to say one good thing about it is that it looks pretty neat with the camo. So, thank you all for watching, and if you want to see more content from Lesta, I'm gonna be streaming next week this little tank, little preview. It's basically a better IS-7 that you could have gotten for a clan event. So, if you want to see that, please subscribe, like the video, because I'm gonna be streaming it next week, as I said. Well, thank you for watching, and see ya. Goodbye.